My name is Jumbi, and I'm a writer and director for both film and theatre. I've always had an interest in storytelling. I have a background in theatre, so I've written stories for stage, directed a lot of stories for stage. So when it came to expanding these stories or getting them to a bigger audience, getting them to a bigger stage, it was obvious, that filmmaking was the way to go. So I've always been a fan of movies, watching them. So moving from watching movies into making them was kind of the next thing to do. The first thing I do is to find the central character. I decide this is the person who the story is about, create situations around them. This is what they are going through, and then build the story outwards from there. A cinematographer works with the actors because, especially at the places of blocking, when you're blocking a scene and you're deciding this is where your actor will move from here to here, a cinematographer will advise the actor on how to face, where the light is hitting them nicely, how to stand, what angle is best. It's a very technical side of what the actor should understand, and that's where the relationship between a DOP and an actor comes in. So the way I work with my cinematographer is that we decide the shots together, and that process is storyboarding. The process of storyboarding, we kind of bring our heads together and decide this is the way we will compose the shot, this is the way we will shoot it, it's going to be an MS and MOS and all that, and we are going to design it this way. I think for a cinematographer who wants to get into the industry, I'd advise them, number one, to be a student of film. Watch as many films as possible, not for the purpose, of course enjoy, but understand how the films were made, understand how they were shot, understand the background of why the person shooting the film chose to do it this way and not this way. Number two, I'd say understand lighting techniques, understand what light means to a frame, what light means on a set, how lighting lifts or changes mood and creates different kinds of moods. So I'd say, and number three, I think for a cinematographer, understand storytelling. Know how stories move, right? You start a story here, you start a story here. A scene can start soft and then end when it's tense, right? So understand how stories move and use the camera to bring out that element of storytelling. I think one of the people I looked up to was a director called Wes Anderson, who shoots his films in a very, very, very particular way. If you've ever watched his films, you'll realize that he has a very, very, very distinct visual language. In fact, if anything, I think I wanted to copy him. But of course, as you continue learning to do this work, you chart your own path. But what stood out for me, for him, is that his language is so clear. The moment his film plays, you will know it is his film, because of his choices in framing, of his choices in how the camera moves, in where he places the character on frame, very specific. It's almost like by the time he's writing the script, he knows how this thing is going to look. So that was a very big step for me in terms of understanding just how to create a style and to stick to it. I'd recommend watching a movie called The Grand Budapest Hotel. Very, 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 very something you can study on cinematography. I'd watch something called Inglourious Basterds. Okay, very, very good cinematography. I really loved how that film was shot. There's a film called 1917. Okay, it's a war film. Also very, very well shot. Absolutely, one can make a career out of film in Kenya. Yeah, especially because we've not talked about, but the TV industry is very, very, very stable. The TV industry, the film industry may be a bit behind, but the film industry may be a bit behind, but the TV industry is very stable. It's employing people day in, day out. People are on set for 6 months, continuously, every day they're on set. So there's a lot of work to be done. And there's a convergence between film and TV, if you notice. We are getting into mini-series, which a mini-series is kind of a film and a TV in one. Things that are 3 episodes, 4 episodes, 5 episodes. So they have a very cinematic approach, but at the same time it's for a TV audience. So it's sustainable in terms of how it's financed, but it gives you a cinematic and filmmaking vision.